This is At Face Value.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 35, At Face Value. I'm Brian.
I'm Lucas.
And I'm Will.
Super excited to have you back. So, quite a bit actually has been going on over the last week. College basketball's wrapping up. I know the women's college, they just ended.
Yep.
So they got their brackets all lined up and everything. And then championship is next week, right? For men. So
Selection Sunday's next Sunday.
yeah, so all that's rolling through. So just a lot going on. Spring training's in full effect. A lot of injuries, a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, there's only, like 2 more weeks to first pitch?
First pitch. I know the Astros is the 27th.
Yeah.
I think they usually have games on that Wednesday, right?
Well, they're doing like a Japan series.
Dodgers.
Oh, that's right. That's probably next week.
Yeah.
Dodgers somebody's
That's
playing,
quick.
Yeah.
in Japan.
It's probably part of the Otani deal.
Oh, well, do they have what, 3 now? Like,
No, I was just joking.
Like,
It probably
It
is.
probably paid for his entire contract with
Yeah.
that 3 day of those 3 games.
Yeah.
yeah, this whole deferred contract.
Yeah.
They're going to get going to Japan this week, so it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Anybody could do it.
I mean, yeah, sure.
But no, man. Now, one of the things I noticed is that, and that people have been talking about, the Yankees have been not like decimated, but dude, like they've been racking up injuries in spring training. So like they're about to,
Might be a problem.
yeah, they're gonna be a problem.
Big problem.
Well, and obviously,
Expensive problem.
yes,
Yeah.
well, especially the biggest highlight being Cole. Garrett Cole's having to get like all these like diagnostic tests on his elbow and stuff. So
Not ideal.
yeah, has he ever had Tommy John?
I don't think so.
That blows my mind, dude. Like, just kind of, I guess he's always had pretty good technique or whatever. He's been able to avoid it, but
I mean,
not.
Verlander didn't tear his until he was, 39?
Yeah.
Almost 40.
You know?
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'll be interested to see what happens with that. And then, yeah, man.
You think there's a little bit more to that? Because in the off season, or last year he had the shoulder issue. In the off season, he opted out of his contract, wanting them to add an extra year to get more money, and they were like, no. And then he re-signed for exactly what he opted out of.
Yeah, that was
So-
weird.
So it was some of this maybe already like, hey, there's some issues going on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'cause
like they called his bluff. And he was
Exactly.
like,
How many years? Was it just a 1-year extension?
he just wanted to extend the deal by 1 year at the same money. No more money, no nothing.
Mm.
And the Yankees called the bluff, and then he literally signed right back for the exact same deal he opted out of.
So how many more years does he have left on his contract? Probably what, like 3?
I think it's
At
3.
least 3, yeah.
Maybe it'll just be like the McCullers special.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. I just thought that
Just be there forever.
Yeah, dude, just 3 years just hanging out.
because at the time when he didn't get upped, I was like, well, I mean, he's Garrett Cole. I'm a little surprised they didn't just add another year, but maybe there was some pre-existing factors they might have known about.
Well, and he's got to be, what, 33?
33, 34.
Yeah, he's about our age.
Well, he was drafted in like 08, I think.
I thought it was later than that. I thought it was like 10.
Maybe he was like 10 or
Because
11.
he was at UCLA with Trevor Bauer when they made those couple runs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he was on the team that knocked out LSU out of the College World Series. Or they played him first game of the College World Series and beat him. I think that was 2012. I don't think he was on that team.
Yeah, so maybe he was like 2010, 2011. I think he debuted in 2012 with the Pirates, I think.
That sounds right.
And then he was there for, 6 years before he went to
We
before he
got
got traded.
We got him in 19 for that
18.
run. 18,
Yeah.
18 before it.
But it was the trade deadline of 18.
Yeah.
Was it the trade deadline or was it before the...
What?
No,
it
got him
was
before
it was
the
it was
season.
before the season.
Yeah.
What?
The 2018 season when the Astros traded for him.
What, before the 2019 season?
It was before. It was in the summer, I believe.
Because he was there for 2018 when they lost the Red Sox, I think. And then 2019, I could be wrong. I don't know.
Either way.
But yeah, so anyway, so possibly getting Tommy John, so that knocks him out for an entire year. And then,
Yeah, it was January 13th, 2018. The Pirates traded Cole for Musgrove, Michael Feliz, Colin Moran, and Jason Martin.
Michael Feliz.
Yeah, but he,
Colin Moran, remember that guy?
Oh, yeah, dude.
But yeah, so and then he played in 2011 for UCLA. So that was
Okay,
his
yeah.
junior season.
Oh, yeah.
And then 2012 was No, actually, 2013 was when LSU went to the College World Series. That was when Bregman was with them.
Yeah. So he either debuted that year or the year. He may have debuted pretty quick.
I think he moved up pretty quick.
Because that was actually when they were decent. I think that was one of when they were making it to the wild card round.
Yeah, 2013 is when he debuted because Wandy Rodriguez got injured.
Wandy, dude.
That's the second time Wandy's been mentioned on this podcast.
So.
It's funny. Like I don't know if we talked about it last time, but that dude was a switch hitter. Did you know that?
I do remember that.
He was a switch
Wandy
hitter.
Rodriguez, yeah.
Wandy.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all.
Dude, he was a switch hitter, and like eventually they told him to bat left-handed, just stay left-handed. I think to protect his pitching arm. And so yeah, he like went full-time lefty. Yeah, dude, like,
Not like he was hitting 200.
Well, yes.
He wasn't making much contact back then.
he's probably hitting better than Maldi still, but
True.
oh man. And then the Astros, been kind of watching some of that. Like I know one of the biggest surprises has been Cam Smith. That dude's kind of been tearing it up. I know
Every ball he hits is hard.
He's on fire.
It's a big guy too. I didn't know he was that big.
how big is he?
I mean, he's all of 6'4".
Really?
Yeah, and I bet he's 220.
Dang. Yeah, that's a big kid.
Yeah, he's a big guy. I didn't know he was that big. Which I mean,
Yeah, he's 6'3", 224.
yeah, so it's pretty close.
Oh, yeah, it is a big dude.
Yeah, dude, he's a big guy.
For third, yeah.
He kind of reminds me like a Correa.
That's what I was
Like
thinking.
he has like a Correa build.
Is he a third baseman by trade?
Yeah.
Like, is that his primary?
Yes.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
not a great defensive one, though.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I don't think he has the athleticism that Correa has, like to play shortstop. You know what I mean? But the dude's it's a big guy. Like, and he rips the cover off the ball. Like every out he's had is just like liners.
Dang.
And he's strong enough to go opposite field. Like he had a big opposite field homer in spring training. So, yeah, I mean that would be a great addition if he can do that. What he's doing now in the majors.
Well, yeah, because I think that would solve their second base problem.
Yeah.
'Cause right now they don't know
Right,
who's
it
going to play second. Like if Altuve, they're truly committing Altuve to left field. I mean,
He's what? He's 8 of 13, 8 of 15 or something so far in spring training. I know that's Cam Smith.
Oh yeah.
I know it's a small sample size, but he's definitely got to be giving them
Something to think
about of making the team coming out of spring ball.
I think Dana Brown actually came out and said that they're having discussions for sure.
I mean, he might start in the minors, but say we get to middle of May and Dubon's not playing good at every day at second, or Paredes isn't, he's hitting 220 or something. At some point, they're going to be like, hey, we got to pull the Cam Smith lever here and at least give him a shot.
I think I saw something that he was working out in like left field as well a little bit, which would be something.
dude, it's just going to be like a revolving door, like at all three positions. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean,
because our infield defense would not be great if we had, because Paredes isn't a superb defender himself.
Yeah.
And Cam Smith isn't. He's known more for his hitting, not his fielding.
But
you got Pena there in the middle, and you got Walker, who's a Gold Glove at first. But
don't forget we also signed Brandon Rogers.
That's true.
Who's an unbelievable second baseman defensively.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
At bat, that's
are we going to sacrifice because our outfield can't hit?
But I mean, that's the big key. That's the big key.
And we were used to our outfield always not carrying us offensively, but our outfield could hit.
Yeah.
And now they can't at all. They can field great,
but second base typically isn't a position where you're like, I'm going to get a ton of production out of the lineup.
And the Astros have been.
True. Well, yes, we've had the best one for the last decade plus. But, yeah.
Like historically, at second base, you're not like, oh, this guy's going to hit 25 bombs and hit.
Oh, for sure.
320.
But you are thinking your center fielder's going to.
Yes.
And ours
is not
going to combine.
Just
all of our.
Just hope Jake Myers can hit 240 this year. Like.
Exactly. You hope him and Chaz can both get to the 250 threshold and maybe combine for 30 bombs or something.
I actually read an article about Jake Myers that it was somebody they were advocating for him because they were talking about like the evolution of like center field in recent history. And so like last year, Jake Myers, out of the top 30 or out of 30 qualifying center fielders, he was sixth in defense.
Yeah.
And then offensively, though, he was 19th. And so, or it might have even worked. It was like 24th, maybe. It was something around there. But they said like that's kind of par for the course for kind of like the center field position, like over like the last recent years. So, like it's not the worst problem to have a guy like that you know is going to be reliable in the outfield, and but you just know he's going to be inconsistent at the plate.
At a premium position too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And I mean, I want to keep saying freaking Minute Maid. Dyken, like that's a big center field too.
For sure.
Like there's a lot of ground to cover. That weird freaking like jut in the wall in left center.
Yeah.
So like you got to be able to track down some fly balls out there. But honestly, he has some decent pop in his bat. It's just the consistency is just been
exactly
hit or miss with him. I mean, at this point, you just got to roll with it because there's nothing the Astros are going to do to change the outfield situation.
I was saying, there's nobody right now that's just going to jump in
No.
and immediately make that position better.
No.
We've traded all of our depth in the outfield.
Yeah.
The last 2 or 3 big trades we made, all the process we gave up were all outfield guys.
Yeah.
So not a lot of depth going on there.
I did see. I wonder if DeZenzo, if he'll be able to, because they said he's competing for that right field spot right now.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he'll be able to make an impact and at least be a rotational guy.
I thought he was a first baseman. Or is that the other one?
What other one?
There was someone with the weird last name that was a first baseman. Probably getting my people mixed up, but
yeah, I'm not sure. I know he may be another.
no,
guy,
he's a first baseman.
but he may be another guy. Kind of like they're just kind of trying him out in different positions.
That makes
but
sense. Yeah.
It seems like the Astros'
Yeah.
entire lineup's going to be utility players.
Yeah.
year,
Well, he
dude.
probably have to play first because Walker's already hurt. So
Yeah, dude, like that's crazy.
are we gonna bring back Big John?
Well, he's back. He's there.
He's there. I mean, he's there, but
He is.
Wait,
Ready.
Christian Walker's already hurt?
He like strained his oblique or
he
something.
has some discomfort. It's spring. I think they're being overcautious.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't rule him out for like the beginning of the season.
No.
They
They-
was just
I was going to say, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And that was worrying.
He got scratched from the start. He didn't play again today. I'm thinking it's overly cautious March stuff, but
Yeah.
still,
Which is, I would rather it be that.
absolutely.
But yeah, Chaz has pop too, though. Like, thinking about it, like, I just feel like he has opposite field pop.
well, his swing is just so awkward.
It is.
It's one of those where it's a natural like inside out swing where you're gonna go. Off
And he
the field.
pushes the ball opposite field very well. But I mean, the league knows what to do. Like the pitching staffs know how to pitch to guys.
Did you throw him inside? He's not hitting the ball.
No.
Like that's the problem with
It's a
him.
huge problem.
Well, and like
He hasn't been able to adapt though.
Well, I remember watching it was a whole breakdown of like his stance, like his closed stance, where
Yeah.
if you jam him inside, low and inside, like
He's not
it's
pulling
literally impossible for him to hit the ball. Like,
Yeah.
it's just the way his swing is.
Yeah.
But again, like defensively, like he's reliable. So
Made that catch in Philly.
yeah,
He just hasn't adapted to his home ballpark though. Like Altuve and Bregman weren't always dead pull power guys,
yeah.
but at least like when Altuve signed his first long contract, that to me was when he started, and as he got older too, but he started to take advantage more of that short porch in left
Yeah.
field, and Bregman did as well after he signed that 5-year contract. Over the course and as he aged, but they became more of those dead pull power guys. And again, with their size, goes with Chad. He's not a big guy. You would think, if I'm going to be here, like,
Yeah, I need to make an adjustment.
take advantage of this here.
Yeah.
One thing that Altuve is not adjusted to is not swinging at every single pitch. Also,
Or a-
First pitch.
Or a slider that's 4 foot off the plate,
dude.
Yeah,
I
he-
think,
one hand.
He hasn't adjusted to taking the first pitch.
I think he literally swings at everything that's thrown to him. Like,
And still hits
I
300.
was just gonna say that.
I was like, I guess that's why you get 200 hits. You just like you can't get hits if you're not swinging. So,
That's fair.
oh man,
Just
I don't
throws the
know.
bat sometimes. He sometimes just chunks with bat at the ball.
Yeah, dude.
It's kind of crazy.
But so we'll see what happens. I don't know. Like the Astros are very intriguing this year. That's all. I mean, that's all I can say. Like I don't know what kind of expectations to hold right now. I mean, I feel like we should just hold out and just hope that we're surprised. I mean, I feel like we talked about a couple weeks ago.
It could go the other way though. Like we could be like
Very
rough.
Yeah, it could be a rough season.
Alvarez has one knee injury and we're toast. Like you have no
back or neck or
anything. Like, seriously, to me it hinges a lot on it because you can't replace that production anymore. You don't have Tucker behind him.
Yeah, that's an immediate hole. Like it's very hard to replace.
We don't. What other left-hander do we got? Either like we all
Big John.
Exactly. So let's get 220 and hitting 220 and hope he hits half his balls out of the ballpark. Like that's what you're gonna get at Big John. So
yeah.
Other than that, like there's no left-hand protection in that lineup. So
there isn't. Yeah.
It's gonna be like we said. I mean, like 85 wins could potentially win you the division this year.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
That's
just got
a good point.
And then, dude, I didn't realize. I think somebody said today. Dude, I didn't realize that Urquidy was a free agent.
Yeah, he's a Tiger, isn't he?
Yeah, he signed with the Tigers. It was 1 year, $4 million up to $4 million or something. Like it was like $4 million with incentives, but
I mean, he wasn't going to crack the rotation coming off of Tommy John with
double Tommy John.
Yeah, with the pitching staff that we got.
Oh no, I mean, I just hope
and McCullers is back.
McCullers, dude. Forrest Whitley. They said he's about to lock in a bullpen spot, dude. Like after everything.
Yeah, dude.
I want to say good for him because he's been through a lot, but it's also like it's about damn time.
Yeah, dude, for real. Like
he's been he was our top prospect for like 5 years, and he kind of disappeared. But hopefully, we get something from Forrest. Good.
Dude, I remember.
Good for him. Good for him.
I think he went to San Antonio Cole. That's where he's from.
Whitley?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And he pitched in Wimberley when my brother-in-law was still playing. He's not against Wimberley. It was a playoff game, and like he was pretty good.
Yeah,
like,
he's all right. Yeah.
Like in high school, he was freaking crazy.
Yeah. He didn't go to college, did he?
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they drafted him straight out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know we talked about. I think we talked about it on one of our first episodes when it was AJ Reed, Jonathan Singleton, and Forrest Whitley. Like those were like the untouchables, and then they were all 4A, or like Singleton and Reed were both 4A players. Like they were great in AAA, and then they'd come to the majors and they would just stink it up. And so, so now Whitley's finally found a way. Singleton,
found a way.
He hits 180, but he gets a lot of walks. It's like
and pimp singles,
rocket off the wall.
Yeah, dude, like can't argue the production, but I don't know, man. So, and now on the other side, NBA action, dude, like one of the craziest, probably the craziest stat ever, dude. Nikola Jokic drops a 30-20-20 game. Like 30 points, 20 rebounds, 20 assists. Like,
and I was telling Will, I guarantee he probably just goes in the locker room and just lights up a freaking heater. Just because that's the kind of guy he is. He's just sitting there smoking cigs.
Yeah.
Like, he just seems like a normal dude. He's like, yeah, whatever.
I just played the basketball
game.
Like.
Drinking a freaking Miller Lite and smoking a heater in the locker room after. Like, no big deal. Just
whatever.
Made
just
NBA
what it feels like, though. he looks awkward when he plays. Like, nothing looks like it should work, but it works all too well.
Like, I was also asking Will, like, do you honestly think like that guy like works on his game? Do you think he works on his game and like he's definitely not in the gym?
No,
he doesn't work out.
No, like
let's just go ahead and put that in bed.
Yeah,
like he doesn't lift. He doesn't do any of that.
Yeah.
Like agility training. He doesn't like have I guarantee he doesn't have a diet like LeBron does.
No,
like like do you think he like goes in the gym and like works on his like game?
Yeah, I don't think he's a guy that could play until he's 40. Like, I think you're going to get, 7-10 years maybe out of him of like good production.
Good, like MVP production.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like the last 4 or 5 years has been MVP level. Like, it's just been unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
But like his game translates though to be able to last long. Because
how old is that guy?
29 or 30.
Is he really?
Yeah.
So he's a late bloomer.
I mean, he's a 3-time MVP already.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you didn't hear about him when he was 20.
No.
Is what I mean. Like, some of these stars coming in the league.
He's 30.
Like, how old's SGA?
25, 26.
Yeah, 25. He's young.
But, like, He's an elite passer. That translates to older.
Yeah.
Rebounding, he's 6'11". I mean,
6'11", 285.
yeah, like he's gonna be able to rebound. He's 6'11", and like again, he's not like having to go create a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as he stays healthy, like I can see him putting this up a good 5 more years.
Dude, he was one of the
Good
last
5
picks in the
years.
draft too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was.
That's why in 2014. That's
Really?
wild. Yeah.
Nobody expected this out of Jokic.
So he was drafted in 14. So from 14 to say 2020, what was he doing? Like for 6 years,
He was good, but he just
Was he?
he wasn't. I mean, he was what? He was MVP in
he hit his
The
growth
last
spurt
3
again.
years he's been.
no. Embiid won one in there, so he had to win 21, 22. He lost 23 and won 24.
Yeah.
He got second in 23, only because Embiid averaged like 36, and he's not going to win this year, but he should win this year because this should be his 4th MVP. SGA is going to win because they want to have somebody new. This is back to my MVP argument that the MVP doesn't always win the MVP.
Well, and this is kind of what you were talking about, like Lamar Jackson. Like, Nikola Jokic is having his best career season right now.
He's going to average a triple-double.
He's averaging 29, 11, and what's the? I lost it. Oh, 11 or 29, 13, and 11 right now.
I think he's top 3 in the league in scoring, rebounds, and assists in all 3 of those categories, and he's a top 10 in field goal percentage, and that somehow is not the MVP.
It's crazy, dude.
Like whenever Russ averaged a triple double for that first time and won MVP almost unanimously, and now Jokic is going to somehow lose. I think it's so dumb. Yeah, SGA's having a great year. He's leading OKC to what he's leading him to, but he's leading the league in scoring. There's an award for that. It's called the scoring title.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not the MVP. I'll take the arguments. What Jokic is doing, seeming effortlessly, making a mockery of basketball almost.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's like he's not even putting an effort into it.
No, and he's carrying Denver. Like, yes, Denver still has Michael Porter Jr., they still have Jamal Murray, and they still have Aaron Gordon, but like their depth has been decimated after that title.
Yeah.
And he's getting them back. Like they're up to number 3. They're a game out of second behind the Lakers.
It's crazy.
I don't know. Again, you can't punish a guy just because he's already won 3 times. If he's the MVP, he's the MVP.
Well, that's kind of just. I know we've talked about it, but that's just like the way that whoever votes for it, like that's just the mentality. It's like it's that settle in, like, oh well, now we just expect it. Like he's supposed to be good. Like, dude, like how many years, like when LeBron was really at his peak, he should have won MVP every single year.
LeBron is 40 years old. He's averaging 25, 8, and 8.
Yeah.
I know that's not MVP because of what the league is, but they should make another award for that because most guys don't average that in their prime.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing this at age 40.
Is SGA from the U.S.? Is he an American?
Canada.
Okay. So no matter what, so I saw this stat. There hasn't been an MVP winner in the NBA from the United States since the turn of the decade, since 2020.
Well, so probably Russ, right?
No,
James Harden went after Russ.
2020 on forward, there hasn't been.
I'm just trying to think who it was.
I'm trying to think who won 2020 and 2019 because Jokic and Embiid. Embiid has dual citizenship now, but
He's what, Nigerian?
No.
I don't remember.
He's Cameroon.
Yeah, there you go.
He's Cameroonian.
There you go.
Are we still trusting the process in Philadelphia, by the way?
No, Embiid's done for the season, man.
They're 22
they're
and 41 this year.
Hey, Paul, we didn't talk. This has been a week or so ago, but Paul George put off his podcasting until after the season to lock in.
Oh, that's good.
It only took him 55 games in the season to decide to lock in and put off the podcasting.
Hey, we suck. Maybe you guys had stuff to do.
Maybe I need to put my focus in other areas.
God, dude. Yeah, they're bad, man. Like, then there was I just remember the whole
2018.
2018 was the last.
Because Giannis won in 19 and 20.
Yep.
Jokic 2 and beat 1. So yeah, Harden in 2018.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, I didn't even.
That was after a stellar run, though.
Oh, of course.
Because Harden, Westbrook, Curry, Durant, James, Rose, James, Bryant, Dirk. Dirk in 07 was the last one.
But like non
Yeah.
Americans have been winning the MVP award, and it's going to happen again. I didn't know where SGA was from.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was Canadian either. That's crazy.
Yeah, so the trend's going to continue.
Man, the game's evolving, man. The best players are all not from the U.S. of A. anymore.
Yeah, dude.
The elite players now, collectively, of course, the USA has the best collective group because they're all from so many different countries, but
Yep, still can't beat us in the Olympics.
no. Hey, but a U.S. versus the world would be a lot more interesting.
Yeah, it would.
Hey,
A lot more interesting.
that's what they're pushing for the All-Star game.
That I was going to say.
Should.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't take it seriously, but
Yeah,
they should.
they
But
will.
Yeah, I don't know. Could it? Yeah. and then on the other side of the NBA, speaking of foreign players, that Luka Doncic, dude, the Mavs are in just total disarray.
shambles.
Dude, I just read an article. They finished their game today with 7 players.
I actually saw that.
By the end of the game, Jason Kidd said he could not sub anybody in. He's like, I've never been able to look down at the bench and not be able to put somebody for like the last 7 minutes of the game.
A guy had to come back in with a bandage on his head.
That's it. He finished the game with stitches and he came back in the game, dude.
That's a hockey move.
Yes, dude.
They have to figure something out because the league requires you to have 8 guys available to start a game. They have 7. Yeah. And they don't have they have an open roster spot, but because of salary cap situation, they can't add anybody.
Why don't they just bring up somebody from the G League?
They
They
can't.
can't.
Why?
So, dude, they're only $51,000 under the salary cap threshold.
Under the second apron,
And
they can't throw
51,000.
Yes, and the minimum
Is-
contract for a 10-day deal is $118,000. So they literally cannot sign anybody. Like Jason Kidd's gonna have to start wearing a uniform to the games. Like
under his suit.
yeah, just
Like
suck myself in, dude. Like
I got this. I mean, I bet he could. Yeah, I bet he still could ball.
they said him and Jared Dudley, like he's the assistant. They said he just stopped playing in 2021. They're like they're gonna have to start bringing uniforms. Like just,
couldn't do it there either because they'd have to get paid the league minimum because they've already hit the threshold.
Because dude, like this, I saw it got me, but there was like an NBA Central like X account and had like the blue check mark and everything, and it was like Dallas cancels the rest of the games for 2025. I was like, oh damn! Like I was about to send it to y'all. I was like, dude, did y'all see this? And it was like the name was just a little bit off of the actual it got me. But I mean, it sounds like that might be a possibility because if they don't have 8 people,
you have to have 8. That's a requirement. You have to have 8 available.
What are they gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know if
Dude's
it's
gonna
ever
have
happened.
bandage.
I don't know because Dwight Powell had to get 7 stitches. The Edwards guy had a bandage on his head. 2 guys hurt their hamstring. I don't even know. But it's just hilarious to me because Nico Harrison's only a basic excuse for what he did with Luka was it gives him the better chance to win now. And now is essentially a 2-year threshold.
yeah,
This year, shot.
it's done.
And Kyrie's missing half of next year with the ACL, not all of it.
Yep.
And you gave him away for a half-eaten sandwich. Like, you got nothing in return. And this was your only hope was to make another deep run and to win a title. And he's about to be on the streets looking for a job because this is going down. It was, on paper, it was one of the worst trades of all time. He could only make it better by winning, and it's just gone so bad since. So bad.
I said Dwight Powell will be back, so they'll have 8 for.
There you go.
But dude,
Just out there with like a Vietnam veteran or war hero looking tape job trying to go play the game.
dude, they're an active list right now. Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Jaden Hardy, Kyrie Irving, Kai Jones, Derek Lively, Oliver Prosper, PJ Washington, and then Brandon Miller today.
You made that guy up. Oliver Prosper? There ain't no way.
It's Olivier Maxence Prosper.
Nah, you made that guy up.
That's a G leaguer.
That's not a real name.
That's a G leaguer.
Oh,
But yeah, let's move on to NCAA.
so bad.
Yeah, dude. Doesn't get much worse than that right now. So,
To college
dude,
basketball.
tell us about the Sunbelt bracket. So, like, I looked at it very briefly.
Y'all sent me that.
Guys,
I did look at it.
Telling y'all, everybody watching this, go look up the Sunbelt bracket. It is my opinion, one of the greatest brackets ever assembled. So the Sun Belt decided they were going to actually make the regular season matter. So you got, if you were the 1 or 2 seed in the Sun Belt, you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what you count that, but you got 5 buys. You got 5 buys. You immediately were in the semifinals if you were the 1 and 2 seed. So the last 4 teams, the 11, 12, 13, 14 were in the first round. So the 9 and 10 got a bye of the second round. The 7 and 8 got the third round. So they rewarded you. But if you're going to be the 11, 12, 13, 14 and make the NCAA tournament,
you have to win like 8 games
in 8 days. Because you have to win every single game to get there.
Dude.
Old Dominion gave it the best run. Old Dominion was the 10. They won 1, 2, 3. They won 3 games in a row, and they lost to Troy.
Yeah, they were losing to Troy.
And like in the end,
Texas State did.
They did, yeah, in the 10-7. So in the
Texas
end,
State made it to the third round, baby.
In the end, it ends up being the 1, 2, 3, and 4 all made the semifinals. But it's hilarious to look at. The graphic's so funny because it's just bracketed down so much.
That is crazy.
But on the bigger picture,
you want to get your best teams in the field.
I don't mind the idea here because you're rewarding the teams that did the best in the regular season.
I agree.
And in a conference that's only going to get a 1 bid.
Exactly. They're only getting 1 team in no matter what.
No matter
so
what.
you want your best option to represent your conference. Yeah, I like that.
So as funny as it is, like on the just at on a broad look of looking at this graphic, like what are we looking at? If you bring this in, I actually think it makes a ton of sense, an absolute ton of sense for these small conferences.
Small conference, yeah, you can't do that in the SEC. Obviously.
No, absolutely not.
But like in like the horizon.
Yes.
Like you do that. Like you want your best team in.
This is just hilarious to look at.
That is funny.
For the 1 and 2 to get 5 buys all the way to the semis is
crazy.
Is hilarious.
You gotta win 2 games.
Yeah, you gotta win 2 games and you're in. But the counter to that is, well, you put in the work all season to earn that number 1 seed.
That's true.
And in these small conferences, I would make the argument sometimes like, what are we playing the whole season for? If it's going to come down to this tournament,
yeah,
I win the regular season title over a 20-game conference schedule, and I have 1 bad game.
Yep.
And I don't get to go chance.
Well, dude, that's what we talked about with Texas State.
Texas State's having
back-to-back seasons. They had great seasons, and they lost in the semifinals both times.
Yeah.
And then they ended up getting bounced. Dude, Arkansas State actually just beat South Alabama today, the number 1 seed.
Number 1 seed. So you still in semis. So there you go.
Yeah, then Troy's going to beat James Madison. So
is that going on right now?
Yeah, it was 30 seconds left. Troy's up by 19.
Wow, James Madison was the 2 seed too.
Yeah, it was 2-3 right there.
So the 3-4s go. But
dang, so they're finishing up conference play already. Like conference tournaments in the small
men's and women's is backwards. So like
no.
So like today the women finished up all the big conferences.
Yes.
So the mid majors kick off like this week. Like the Southland, for instance. The Southland kicks off tomorrow in a women's side.
I thought the bracket was already locked.
No, it's the women's is either Sunday or Monday for the bracket reveal. It's Monday.
Yeah.
So, but it's
I didn't see anything about it.
So all your big conferences, I think the only one left is the Big East. I think they play tomorrow with UConn and Creighton on the women's side. But all your Big 10, your Big 12, your SEC was all today.
Yes.
But now all your lower levels do next week. On the men's side, it's the other way. All your mid-majors are finishing up, and your big ones don't kick off till like Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just kind of backwards, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that's how it ran.
Yeah, I didn't really either until today. I'm doing some deep dive on a 12-hour tractor run. Yeah. But yeah, that's the Sun Belt. If I think other mid-majors should adopt this. This is awesome. And you want to be a true Cinderella, you go on an 8-game run as the 12th seed to win your tournament.
Dude,
like
you deserve to
that.
Get that.
Yeah, you absolutely deserve it. Absolutely deserve it. So.
God, yeah. On the other side, though, I feel like I guess you have time to recoup. I feel like
you're dog tired, dude. Dog tired. I mean, even Old Dominion playing 4 games in 4 days. Like, yeah, they lost to Troy, but 4 games in 4 days is tough.
Yeah,
when you're used to playing every Tuesday and Saturday.
No, for sure.
So
that's crazy.
And then the SEC.
Yeah, dude.
Your boys got a big win.
I gave up. I didn't even make it to Lent. I was giving up sports for Lent. And then we beat Auburn on Tuesday night, and I was all the way back. I was
Did you
all
watch
the way
the game?
back immediately. No.
Yeah.
Sometime. I was on a planner.
Yeah.
On the tractor's late. Did not watch the game. Followed it though. I got about halfway through the first quarter. First half. Sorry, forgot. College basketball's weird. And we were up with that lead. Then I get super superstitious. Like, oh, I haven't watched it yet. I don't want to turn it on.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn it on.
Dude, won by 11 too. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
we kind of dominated the whole game. We held Broome to 8 points. It's this team's special. We can't shoot,
Defense.
can't hit the broadside of a barn, and we are the best rebounding team and the best offensive rebounding team. A little bit skewed with that number. It's easy to get offensive rebounds when you can't shoot for crap. So when you're shooting 20% threes,
Angel Stone.
yes, right. We average 25 threes a game. We make 4 to 5 of them, and we rebound most of them. And so yeah, you can stat pad your offensive rebounds when you can't shoot, but the defense is great, and we rebound both ends of the court really well. So big win. Got a little bit suppressed after Auburn lost again to Alabama.
Oh,
right
did
after
they?
that,
Yeah, they got
lost to Bama yesterday.
buzzer beater in overtime.
Oh wow.
In Auburn too.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Broome went off for 35 or 38, so we held them to 8 points. So a little happy about that. But.
I mean, are they still the best team in the country? I mean, I hear Florida's a really good team. Like there's
Duke is rolling right now.
It's a very interesting argument, and I've heard it from both sides. And the SEC is getting a lot of attention as the best conference, possibly one of the best conferences ever. But when you lose, you don't get punished because it's perceived as being this best conference.
for sure.
And all they're using is in the non-conference, they kicked everybody's butt. The non-conference also happens in November and December.
Yeah.
And teams aren't always what they're going to be.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of everybody's, we're going to wait to see what happens in the NCAA tournament because.
But teams are also typically healthy.
True.
You know?
True. But it's okay, A&M, for example. A&M was number 12. They lost 4 straight games, or they were number 7, lost 4 straight games, fell to 22. Most teams, you go on a 4-game losing streak, you're out of the top 25.
Yeah. But then you go be number 1. So
you do.
It
just
kind of
a little bit,
yeah.
but it's how good is the SEC? And we'll judge that in the tournament. But they kicked everybody's butt in the non-conference when they did the SEC ACC challenge. They went 14-2.
Yeah.
Was it ACC? Yeah, it was ACC.
Yeah. So there's we'll see. I still think they're the best conference, and but yeah, Duke's unbelievable. The North Carolina game was their first close game, and it seemed like a month. They were beating everybody by 30 points.
Yeah, they won by 13.
Yeah.
And that was a close game for them, over the last,
I think their last closest game before that was 17 or 19.
Yeah.
Their average margin of victory the last 5 wins was right at 30 points. So you can say they're not playing in a great ACC, but
They're
beating
dominating.
the dog crap.
Yeah, the games before this, it was 33, 35, 37, 43, and then they beat Virginia by 18 on February 17th.
It's pretty good.
And then before that, it
Pretty
was
good.
36, 19.
It's pretty good.
But can they do that in the SEC?
With that lineup, Duke is that lineup's so good.
Cooper Flag is the truth, man. He's good.
Cooper Flag is going to end up winning Player of the Year over Johnny Broome. Now Broome kind of had it for probably 80% of the season. He was kind of the leader, but Cooper Flag is going to win it. Duke's going to be good. They're going to get a number 1 overall seed. They're going to get a number 1 seed, maybe the number 1 overall seed now. Auburn will still get a number 1 seed, I think, unless they get bounced.
They have to get bounced early, I think.
Well, they're going to get this. They're going to be in the quarterfinals already. How the SEC tournament stacks up. So top 4 seeds go straight to the quarters, and they're still the number 1 overall seed in the SEC tournament. So
you potentially have 2 because Florida will probably be number 1.
the SEC is going to get 2. If Auburn gets beat in the semis handily, there's a potential to drop to another one since Alabama just beat them. If Alabama goes on a run and wins the SEC tournament, or if say Tennessee goes and looks dominant, I think they could climb possibly. But yeah, I think those are your teams.
Who's the fourth one?
Houston. The other one that's a sneaky one, I would say. Who's number 5? Because St. John's is 6.
Florida's number 5.
Florida's number 5.
Yeah, so it's Auburn, Duke, Houston, Tennessee, Florida.
I think the only team that could sneak in could be St. John's.
Yeah,
but they would have to go like dominate the Big East tournament.
Was St. John's the one who buzzer beat Marquette?
Yes, in overtime off a missed 3 and the defense got the rebound. They poked it away and then threw it up in the. But
yeah, that was crazy.
Patino's got them guys. First, we talked about it last week. First outright Big East title since '85.
Yeah, 40 years.
So I think they're going to be the other team can't shoot real good, but can play. They are the best defensive team in the country. Best defensive team in the country. So when they do get hot, like you can't touch them.
Yeah,
like they're that good. So I think they could be the other. They could be a spoiler of number 1 seeds, depending how the conference tournament shake out. But I think it's Duke, it's Houston, and take your pick of the top 3 SEC teams. So get to it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's just wild, man. Like it's got, dude. I think we talked about it, but I think this is going to be one of those years where a top seed's going to end up winning it all, just because it just seems like the top teams right now are all just so freaking good. Like.
But Auburn loses twice.
Yeah, but 2 weeks ago, A&M was number 6 in the first.
Absolutely, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, but A&M realistically is probably going to be what, like a 6 seed, 5 seed, 3 is what they're projecting.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be back in the top 20 now, close to top 15.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think they'll be ranked probably 15 or 16.
Yeah, so if they make a good run,
it depends on the run in the tournament.
Yeah. I mean, I would say 3-4 at the worst. I mean,
yeah, we'll get bounced in the second round. We should win our first round. If we get a 3 seed and lose to a 13, I'll make up some deal I'll do on here, but it'll be something stupid because I'll be so pissed.
I love your optimism.
Oh, we'll win our first round matchup, but we'll find a way to lose in the second round. And Buzz Williams will leave because his team's all a bunch of seniors and he doesn't want to rebuild it. So yeah, I'm happy right now.
He's got an ATX on his suitcase right now, dude.
Yeah. Like, yep. That would be great.
March Madness will be fun though. It'll be real fun. We'll talk a lot about it when it fully gets here. It's March, it's time, but
yeah, we'll get a bracket challenge, all that going too. We'll send it out. We can do something with that too. So.
Our UT correspondent just texted in the group saying Will Wade is rumored for UT.
Yeah, he was rumored for another big one that I saw today.
Dude, he would kill it, dude.
I don't remember what job it was now, dang it. But yeah, it was him and one other guy are the front runners for another position. I don't know which one it was though. But yeah, this will be Will Wade's last year at McNeese State.
Oh, absolutely.
He served his time and it's time,
he's
time to get back into it. So
served his time, I guess.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're still killing it in the Southland.
Oh yeah, they're the number 1 seed in the Southland in the tournament.
But
that started today because
my
Islanders beat Houston Christian in the first round today.
Yeah.
Formerly Houston Baptist.
Learned that last week.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then our last big thing, dude. We talked about right before the pod started, dude. The NFL is cranking up, dude. And already, so I think kind of everything starts like beginning of March is when like the free agency really opens up and all that. And so, I know the biggest surprise for me was Myles Garrett, dude. Like he requested trade, says I don't want to play for the Browns. Like they're not moving in the right direction. And then lo and behold, you throw a few of those dollar signs out there, and all of a sudden people's minds change a little bit. So they get a 4-year extension worth $40 million per year, and 123.5 of that guaranteed. Like, dude, like just absolutely. And dude, that was right after Max Crosby. He signed a 3-year.
106.
106. Yeah, it was over $35 million a year, dude. Like, so it's just crazy.
So Parsons is out.
Well, he's got one more year, so
After that, though, he's not going to be in Dallas.
oh, dude, he's gonna command.
He's going to ask for that.
Dude,
45. He'll probably ask for 45.
I mean, if I'm his agent, I definitely ask for it. Doesn't mean he deserves it, or
But
he
dude,
should
like,
get it. But like, you have
this
to ask for it, right?
this is the Cowboys' MO, dude. Like they wait too long. They let all these other massive contracts happen,
and then
they end up caving and freaking.
The same thing
paying.
with Dak. The same thing with
Yes,
Dak.
dude. The same thing with Dak. The same thing with everybody, dude. Like with Zeke, when they paid Zeke, like CeeDee Lamb paying him, dude. They do it every single time. They let somebody else lead the way with the freaking contracts, and then they just get stuck. And so it just absolutely ridiculous, dude. Like when I saw Max Crosby, I already sent it to my uncle, my brother. I was like, dude, I said Parsons gonna ask for so much money, and then this Myles Garrett contract comes out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like.
But realistically, though, you have to give him that much money to live in Cleveland.
Yeah,
Like the entire about face is crazy to me because not only did he request to be traded, he requests to be traded to a contender.
yes,
Because he's already 30 years old. He's never had any major injuries, but he's had, you get to that age, things happen in football.
Oh.
So injuries start to pile up. So crazy to get this kind of money to be guaranteed as well. But yeah, I mean, I think Giannis said this a couple years ago, and he said, at this point, money doesn't matter, but a lot of money matters.
yeah.
And I think that's what this was. Like, if you're gonna give me $40 million and guarantee 75% of this deal,
Do it.
yeah, I mean, you have to. And
But dude, this just shows you like how stupid NFL contracts are too. So like Myles Garrett breaks the bank, $40 million a year, and he's still making 75% of what Dak got paid, and Dak is a mid-level at best quarterback in the NFL, like, and he's getting paid $240 million, dude. Like Dak's guaranteed money is the same as like Myles Garrett's full extension.
yeah, but Myles Garrett has a teammate who has a fully guaranteed contract who doesn't know how to throw a football.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$245 million to play. What does he play? Like maybe 18 games
maybe.
and not played them very well.
God, dude, that's rough.
So and that contract's still in the like.
He needs to go back to the.
Yeah, like this was all about money because now it's like, okay, if you're a Browns fan, oh man, we kept Myles Garrett.
Now what?
Now what?
Yeah.
Seriously, like, who's he gonna throw to?
Yeah,
Who's gonna throw the ball?
They have a pretty good defense, though, right? Like, their defense is pretty solid, from my understanding.
I mean,
It's above average.
Yeah.
2 years ago it carried. They were a playoff team 2 years ago with Joe Flacco. I mean,
Because of their defense, yeah.
because of the defense. So it is there. And Kevin Stefanski's not a bad coach. In my opinion, he's not a bad coach. But this is the definition of you play the cards you're dealt. And like, what is he supposed to do? Like, Deshaun Watson has that team strapped. Like they're stuck to him. They can't go do anything else. So Stefanski has to like try to field a team with that.
Yeah.
God, dude, Texans fans got to be feeling so good, man. Like,
Oh, one of the biggest at the time I was mad. I thought we were going down so bad. In hindsight, a great fleece.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But he played well in Houston.
Very good.
Like,
Very good.
I mean, he earned the contract
For sure.
that's what I mean. Like, he played very well in Houston. He was a very good
Like,
quarterback.
again, I wasn't like
I'm guessing that's like what they're like hoping he can rediscover.
Yeah, but now he's a torn Achilles.
Well,
twice.
yes, but once he recovers, like
There's no recovering with that. Like,
I think I'm Deshaun Watson might get the Cam Newton treatment when he recovers, and he just may never play football again.
yeah. But how much of that is guaranteed?
His
All of
contract
it.
was all of it.
Oh my!
the
They
entire
gave him
contract
a
is
$245 million contract, fully guaranteed.
Oh, dude, I didn't know.
First
that.
fully guaranteed contract in NFL history.
I was gonna say that never happens in the NFL.
I think it was the first
No,
one.
it
Now,
does not. And there's a reason it does not happen.
Cleveland had a lot of insurance policies taken out, so like they were recouping money through insurance, but he's making all of that. Like he doesn't lose anything.
God.
Like, just think of the dead money right now.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Oh, his dead money cap hit is was insane. His cap hit is insane.
That's tough.
Yeah, and like they've restructured it like every year because we talked about before NFL. Brian turned the point all ago. NFL contracts are stupid.
Yeah.
They don't make just make the cap exactly what you pay a guy. Why do we have dead cap and extended cap and all this? It's dumb.
Yeah.
It's dumb. But yeah, Miles
That's why-
Garrett back to Cleveland.
But yeah, that's why Devontae Adams, the Jets let him walk. So I read, so he signed a 2-year deal with the Rams.
Rams, yeah.
And first year, base salary 8, he can get up to 14. And the second year, base salary 16 mil. But they said that if he had re-signed with the Jets, he was gonna be like 30, or I guess maybe if they tagged him, he was gonna be like 38 million against the cap if they re-signed him.
Yeah, so your actual salary isn't the same as your cap hit, which also doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, I don't get it.
Yeah, so his base salary is only 8-16, but I thought he signed a 2-year, $46 million deal.
That's what, maybe like with incentives, it can be up to 46.
Because
The base was 8 and 16, but they said he could make up to 14 his first year, and then I guess second year.
Yeah, because the deal I read was 2 years, 46 mil, which obviously is an average of 23, which I found interesting because the Rams are actively shopping Cooper Kupp.
They have to be, right?
Well, yeah, but this was before.
They
But Kupp's on the hook for $26 million, but only for one more year, and it was like, so you're going to trade your 31-year-old wide receiver, who is very injury prone. So I'll say that, which Devontae's fairly reliable. But you're going to trade your 31-year-old receiver to sign a 32-year-old receiver. And everything I was reading, they were like, this elevates the Rams. 32-year-old receivers don't have a great history.
Which is crazy, too, because I saw that they pretty much, like, Matthew Stafford was going to the Giants, and then he said no. Like, everything was done. All they had to do was Matthew Stafford say, write it off, and he was like, no, I'm not going. And so then they ended up keeping him around. And
he signed a new deal.
I think so, yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's good.
Signed a new deal.
So, I mean, he's what, 35, 36?
36. I think next year might be his age 37 season.
Yeah, I know he's getting up there, too. So, he actually got drafted in 09, so
Yeah.
he's been around for a while. So, yeah, man, that was a crazy contract. Well, I mean, I thought it was a decent contract. I mean, he's had 1,000-yard seasons the last 5 years. So I mean, he's putting up the production still.
Yeah,
and even though it didn't look like he did much with the Jets, he still ended up with like 150 yards with them, I think. So, in like 8 games played,
1,050.
Yeah, if you put the Raiders and Jets,
yeah, he ended up over 1,000 yards last year.
Yeah, so well, I mean, he still puts up production, but. And then the other receiver that went, Metcalf to the Steelers, that's kind of interesting, dude. Like, because their quarterback situation,
they don't have one.
Yeah, like I saw, like they're like leaning towards Justin Fields right now, but did they get rid of? They still have Pickens though, right?
George Pickens, the
Yeah.
wide receiver, yeah, he's still there in his goofy ass. But yeah, he's still there.
But dude, I mean, he's still a top-notch receiver. So
Yeah,
if you put him and Metcalf together, I mean, that can be lethal, dude. Like,
Someone's got to throw him the ball.
yeah, that's
And they don't have a running back because Najee Harris is a free agent.
yeah.
And you just it was 5 years, 150, so $30 million a year, or was it 4 years, 150?
I'm not sure. I didn't see the extension. I saw that they traded him over there, but I didn't realize that they
5 years, 150 is what we have down, but
I think that's what I read earlier. He's again, Metcalf next year is his age 28 season.
Yeah.
So that carries him 28, 29, 30. That carries him through his age 32.
Yeah, 5 year, 150.
And how much was guaranteed? I didn't put that in there, did I? That's bad work on my.
it's probably
deal.
a full guarantee.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. It definitely was not. But it doesn't.
58. Oh wait, no, that was his last one. That was his rookie extension.
Doesn't have the.
Yeah, I haven't seen the. It
Doesn't have the guarantee.
Where are the Steelers drafting is a question too. Like,
well, they went to the playoffs. They lost in
Yeah.
the wild card, so they're probably like 20, 21.
so they're not going to get like a Ashton Genty for like a Najee Harris.
Cam Ward might be them.
True,
Now they'd be having to go with like Jackson.
Jackson Dart, that's what they're gonna say.
dude. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but when we get to Derek Carr, but
No, I the Steelers. I mean, interesting for me because he also just came out and said his preferred destination was actually the Chargers, which the Chargers need wide receiver help. So that made a lot of sense. And then the Texans were actually second on his list.
for
Which,
DK,
yeah,
Mm.
but we just made a trade for Christian Kirk. So
Yeah, that was a good trade.
I think it's a great trade. We didn't give up nothing for him. It was like a 7th rounder. Anyway,
Yeah.
for Metcalf, a lot of money. interesting. But I'm more on the flip side of this. What's going on in Seattle? Because Seattle has now traded away, they traded away DK. They just released Tyler Lockett, who was their longest tenure wide receiver, which they still have, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
They still have him. And then another trade, they traded away the quarterback.
Yeah.
They traded
that
Geno
was
Smith
weird.
To the Raiders.
Dude, what are the Raiders thinking, dude? Like,
I don't know. Like what's going on the west side of this country right now? Because like the Seahawks, they were a fringe playoff team, and they just traded away the quarterback, which is the most important position, and their top two wide receivers are gone now.
yeah, but I feel like with the Seahawks, like they did really well with Pete Carroll, but the last few years, like you said, they've been a fringe playoff team, but like that's like the maximum they were gonna get. So I think they kind of realized like this is like we're not going up from here. So I think that they figure like it's like we've been talking about the last several weeks. Like you don't want to be stuck in the middle. And it's like right now they're stuck in the middle. So it's like well, we're not a championship contender. We're not gonna be with Geno Smith. So what's our only other option? Like let's get what we can get.
Stick with him.
Did you
Like
hear?
Carr.
Did you hear what their option is right now?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like they're electing to be bad, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they are. Do you know who they're trying to go sign now? They traded away Geno.
Hopefully, Dak. I want that.
No. A little worse actually.
Who are they going for?
Like their top target,
Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Oh, I think I did see that actually.
Their top target, like that's why they were willing to part with Geno because like now
He's
they're
an
going to go
MVP candidate, dude.
But I will say though, that division, I mean,
That's a bit. Like,
how good is that division?
it's the most to me. It's the most now with all these trades and everything. Most interesting division probably in football.
Realistically, how good is that
I
division?
think it's bad.
Yeah,
I think it's very bad.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like
So there's
because
a chance to there's a chance to win your division.
like the 49ers.
I don't think
losing
there is.
players
I
left and
think
right,
I think
the Rams-
the Rams are now all of a sudden head and
for
shoulders.
sure. Which I would have never guessed. Like
No, because I mean, what the Roman Niners just went on, but I think the Niners are going backwards
The
fast.
Cardinals are awful.
Cardinals.
The Cardinals are, I think I've said it before, the most hot and cold team. They'll go win 2 games over the best 2 teams in the NFL, then lose 5 straight to some of the worst.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like that division's pretty open, other than the Rams. And I mean,
it is winnable, but I think you're
But I would say like the Rams are better, but I don't think that they're just that
Head and
much
shoulders,
better.
yeah.
Like I think like it's still could be like you said, like the Cardinals they get hot, like you win the division, like
I guess I trust the Rams the most.
oh for sure. I mean
if I was betting, I would pick the
at the
Rams.
end of the day, like
absolutely.
what's your most stable? It's the Rams
Yeah.
because you still have a quarterback, like you have a running game, like you have receivers to throw to.
Luka's
Like
good. Now you signed
yeah,
Devontae.
like you've got guys, like
Yeah.
they still have a good defense, like they still got pieces together.
But if you're the Seahawks and your intention now is just tear it down, why would you go pay Sam Darnold $35 million a year to go be your quarterback for the next 4 years? Because he's not going to sign a 1-year deal. Like just run with Sam Howell and
But if you're Sam Darnold, I mean, are you going to sign that contract?
if someone's going to give Sam Darnold $35 million a year for 3 or 4 years, he's signing it with both hands.
But I'm just thinking, like, yes, you're going to get signed, which I guess for him it doesn't matter. He's going to get paid. But like what you just said, they just gave away all of his weapons.
Exactly.
Tyler Lockett got released. They traded.
He's got Smith and Jigba. He's got Noah Fant.
No fan.
And then Walker's he's a pretty good running back, but he's had some health issues. But
I think their offensive line's pretty rough. Like,
yeah, I mean, Geno was getting run after a lot last year. I don't know. It's just you're in a head coach now going into his second year. You're not giving him a lot unless this is all what he wants. Unless this is what he wants to tear down and do. But I don't know.
I could see the Sam Darnold thing just being a weird trying type of thing. Like we're considering all options. But I think in reality, I mean, I don't.
And you give him 35 mil. That's pretty cheap for a starting quarterback. In
Like
today's market, honestly.
you're not gonna ditch a bunch of weapons and then sign a quarterback to an insane contract. Like it doesn't make sense to me. Unless you're Dallas, then whatever. I guess it could be worse. Could have Derek Carr for another season in New Orleans. So
Yeah, I think that was in the works to begin with because he would have been a huge cap hit to the Saints, even either way, even if we released him. So I think coming in, they were just, I don't know, from my understanding, they just
tank for Arch.
well, no. So I did hear a really good thing or like an interesting take, especially if you can get him in like the third round, dude. Take a flyer on Quinn Ewers. Like, dude, like he's gonna drop to like the third round. Like, the dude's a gamer. Like, so they came out like he was playing with that torn oblique all season. Like,
like what people don't talk about, he went 27-5 in his college career.
I know. Like, take a flyer on that dude. He's a gamer. He's gonna ball out. Like, he's gonna play hard. Like, I don't know. I think that might be a sneaky pick, but leave it up to the Saints to not do anything.
I mean,
like, but the Saints did the same thing with Spencer Rattler. Like, Spencer Rattler, like, coming out of high school, like, you're talking 5-star, crazy good talent. They took a flyer on him. Obviously, it didn't work.
He was what, 6th-round pick?
Yeah, it was super late. But with Quinn, like,
if you can get Quinn in the third round, I would take that.
Dude, why not? And see what happens.
But I mean, I think that could happen for a bunch of teams. I mean,
Absolutely,
you could see him dropping and just taking a chance on him. I mean,
I would love that move because he's got the arm talent. He's a winner. He's won a lot of games, like you said.
Yeah, I think he does have a high ceiling. Too.
Huge ceiling.
I mean, I think his biggest thing is just the mental aspect of it. Like, I think he just got in his head too much. Some of his decision making.
I also think he was playing hurt a lot of the seasons too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just wanted to play. He wanted to win.
Yeah.
And I'll take that guy all day.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd seem more mental if he was really hurt like that. They're like, oh well, he's scared to get re-injured. No, he's still injured. And he's trying to avoid making it worse.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, that would make a lot more sense than just
because the confidence in throws in the pocket before and after that injury was night and day.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got the intangibles to be a great quarterback. But
and I think, from my understanding, I think he did pretty decent at the combine, which doesn't matter.
The only one I really heard about at the combine was
Jackson Dart.
No, it wasn't even.
I heard
Jackson
he did
Dart.
well too.
It was who was the Will Howard? They said Will Howard had an absolutely atrocious combine, and like his draft stock like just tanked.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, but like some people kind of came to his defense, like kind of like what you're talking about with Ewers. It was like the same kind of thing, like oh he's a winner, like he's shown like it was kind of something like that.
I mean, he quarterbacked one of the best teams in the country this year. I mean, he wasn't much of a winner at Kansas State. He had 4 years to prove it there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was decent. I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's Kansas State, though. I mean, what are your expectations of Kansas State?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, did he magically become that much better of a quarterback by changing his jersey to Ohio State, or did you have way more talent around you to make you look like a better quarterback?
I mean, he beat Texas throwing to their number 4 receiver half the game, so.
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's how many weapons they had, is that he could throw the number 4 and, like, still have success. Like, it's crazy, but.
Yeah, but no, the Saints sticking with Carr, I mean, I think that was the plan all along. I mean, who else are you going to throw out there?
I don't think
It's a Rattler, dude. I was waiting for it.
Nah.
I was waiting for that crapshoot to.
and that's if Carr stays healthy. I mean, like, obviously, if he wasn't even freaking healthy.
Game 4, you'll have somebody else out there again.
Yeah.
Who was the other guy that played? Like, no, I never heard of him when he got that one start. It was abysmal. He was very, very bad.
I just remember, like, they said he should be like a model. Like, they were like.
I don't remember the guy's name. I don't know where he went to college. I'm not sure. He looked like someone they just pulled out of the stands, if I'm being honest. I mean, was it Jake something?
It was Jake something, yeah. I don't even remember.
Oh, gosh, man. I just remember when they named him as that starter. I was like, this is really the
Jake Hayner.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah. Not sure where they found
I can't believe you forgot that.
He was at Fresno State.
Oh, my mistake. Part of the new Pac-12. Man, how can we forget Fresno State quarterback?
The State 12.
Do they just have a Fresno State affinity? Because did Derek Carr also go to Fresno State?
I think that's
he
right.
did.
Yeah.
Because David Carr went there too.
Does Fresno State have any quarterbacks available in the draft this year? Maybe
Saints will get him.
you're not gonna draft Quinn after all. You're gonna go for the.
You know who else went to Fresno State? Devontae Adams.
There you
Oh,
go.
They didn't make it. They didn't go after him though.
I know that would have been. There, I think there were rumors though to the Saints. Devontae Adams to the Saints.
Oh, that's right. Because him and Carr were teammates, right?
I think
That's when
so.
they went. That's when he signed or got traded to, not Oakland, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It was going to be like a big.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know who's going to be quarterback for Fresno State this year?
Who?
E.J. Warner, son of Kurt Warner.
Oh,
So he'll be there for the Saints next year.
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll take him first round.
Name recognition, maybe.
Pat- Arch got taken already. Name recognition there. Nah,
Yeah.
they're gonna go with the other guy.
There is
First overall.
Yeah.
no way. There's only
Kurt Warner won a
there's al-
championship. Look at what Archie Manning did in New Orleans.
there's only been one Fresno State quarterback ever taken overall, and that was only because we were an expansion franchise.
Hey,
Yeah, true.
his offensive line was worse than C.J. Stroud's this year, though. Like,
It's the worst offensive line ever assembled.
I still remember them beating the Cowboys the first game of their existence, though.
Did that really happen?
Yeah, it was their inaugural season. They beat the Cowboys.
They won like 2 games.
Yeah,
If that, I don't remember. It wasn't very good. They were very, very bad.
it was great.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome.
And then Josh Allen got paid.
Yeah, he did, dude. $250 million guaranteed.
Just barely more than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
I think that's a better deal.
6 years. 30, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see, man.
What's Dak's guarantee?
It was 240 was his total. I think it was like 215 was
Yeah,
guaranteed.
that was around 220.
Yeah,
So pretty close.
330 million.
over 6 years. So he actually got paid less, like AAP. But he just got all that guaranteed money.
Who would you rather have?
No, he got the same. Right? He got. I thought I read it was the highest because it comes out to 55 mil.
Yeah, Dak was 4-year 240. That's 60 mil.
He was 4 or 5 years.
It was 4.
Oh, jeez.
But so this was like the last year of his contract, and then they added 4 to it. Yeah. We still got another 4 years of Dak, dude. Don't worry.
Oh, yikes. Oh.
And I'm dreading every minute of it.
It's just nice to bring up every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Good for Josh. Good for Josh.
I mean, do you think that they can finally break through one of these days?
I mean,
They have to.
I thought they were kind of dead in the water a couple years ago. Like they
too.
blew their shot. I thought they blew their shot this year. I think them and the Ravens both did.
When they lost Diggs and Gabriel Davis, I thought for sure like they were like just gonna be just like a mid, like up, like right there in the middle. But
He keeps getting better. I mean,
Yeah,
their
hard to
defense is
argue.
still so good too. Like
Yeah, they did release Von Miller
Saw
yesterday, but he's 36, so hasn't been very healthy the last couple of
how
years.
many more years does he have? Because I remember he signed like a 6-year deal with them.
Yeah, he signed it in 2022. He signed a 6-year, $120 million deal that was very front loaded to give them
Yeah.
this opportunity. Like I remember when he signed it. Everybody dug in. It was like, yeah, you read 6 years, 120, but this is more like a 4-year, $100 million deal.
Get as much as you can up front, and then
Yeah, it wasn't ever gonna be the full 6 years.
But they got to get receiver help, right?
yeah.
Like, where were they for DK or for freaking Devontae Adams?
But
Like,
who is their number one receiver?
dude, their tight end was their like.
Kincaid.
Kincaid was like one of their top guys.
Shoot, they traded for Amari Cooper. He really didn't do much for
No.
them. So
yeah.
I had him on Prize Picks a few times. Just on name recognition alone, didn't work out.
No.
and receiving.
And their running back. Their running backs were like their leading receiver.
Shakir.
Yeah.
Shakir is their number one. Khalil Shakir,
Khalil Shakir, yeah, that's right. And then Keon Coleman.
but he
With
only
Florida
had
State.
821 yards. Like they did not have.
No.
Yeah, Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid, those were the big two. And then like
Matt
James
Collins.
Cook had a lot of yards, I think. So
Like, if you get that guy some receiver help, man, like, they got to have a shot, right?
Oh, I think so for sure. What's the? Do they have what's the receiver depth like in the draft this year? Is there a lot?
It's not bad. You got Luther Burden from Missouri.
He's gonna go fast.
You got the guy from Arizona. I
That one
can't
guy
say
from
his
Colorado
name.
too.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter.
Let's play both.
It's not near as heavy as it's been the
No,
last couple
not
of
at all.
years.
No.
Definitely not as heavy as last year. Which
You do have Matthew Golden, Isaiah Bond.
you got
Byron
some.
Lacey.
I think you got some guys here that you could get a second or maybe a third round, take a flyer, and see if it pans out. But you don't have like the last year's draft.
There's not like
super
generational
top
talent.
heavy.
There's not like two.
Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
There's
There's not like 2 or 3 like guys that are going to go top 15.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's not happening this
We
year.
had Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Ozum, the guy from Washington, all top 10. Like, yeah, you don't have.
No.
I mean, Luther Burden would probably be the one.
He'll probably go 1 overall.
Yeah.
Not 1 overall.
He'll be the first
wide
I
receiver.
was like, what?
I mean, Travis Hunter, like that's going to be the first overall. But like, what do you count him as?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about a pure wide receiver. I bet there's not one taken the first 15.
I think somebody might take a flyer on Luther Burden. Like I don't know what their needs are. That's the biggest thing. But if someone's like in super big need of a wide receiver, Luther Burden can go.
I think there's a world where there might be 2 running backs taken before a wide receiver.
The
That's
Cowboys need a number 2 receiver. Just saying. They're number 12.
One of the mock drafts I read had y'all taking one in the first round. Maybe the guy from it was one. I've only seen it one time, but it was taking the wide receiver from Arizona.
I can't
say his name. But
we'll see, Jacksonville's number 5.
It's McMillan. Is the guy from Arizona? Yeah.
he's got a different first name, if I remember.
See, Jacksonville's number 5. They need to get him help.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
No, Jacksonville's in the Cleveland territory. You're just in perpetual hell.
Yeah.
Like, you're just never going to be good.
And then the 49ers maybe at 11. Cowboys at 12. Miami at 13 maybe. So there's a few up there. I mean, I don't know overall needs of any of these teams, so I couldn't say that wide receivers are full first need, but I mean I could see somebody taking them. Denver at 20 maybe. We shall see.
Yeah, the draft will be interesting. It'll be a nice little rebound after the come down March Madness.
Well, and it'll be nice too to see how teams strategize, especially with the lack of strength at the quarterback position. Like how teams are going to try to are they going to reach for a quarterback and hope it pans out, or are they going to sit back and address your bigger needs and try to get what you want? So.
Yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of. I mean, already the Raiders were, rumored to be in the QB search where they just got Geno, so they're out.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden Seattle, if they don't sign a vet, is Seattle back into the draft? It's free agency will shape the draft as well as we move forward with this.
Well, I think what's going to shape a lot too is what Tennessee ends up doing. If they end up trading out,
if I had to bet, Tennessee is trading out of the number 1 pick, and I think they're trading into New York Giants because the Giants missed out on Matthew Stafford. They're gonna bump up and take Cam Ward overall, and it's
Cam Ward. Really? Is that what the plan is?
I think the Giants are evaluating Cam Ward higher than Shadur. Might be wrong about that, but I really think.
But where are the Giants picking?
3.
Do they really think Cam Ward's going to be off the board at 1 or 2?
Yes, because Cleveland will probably take a quarterback at 2. Because that's what Cleveland does. Even though they need the world of help on that team, they're going to take a quarterback.
And you don't think they'll take Travis Hunter? I mean, Shadur at 2?
I think they will.
Yeah, so if Tennessee keeps that pick, then the Giants Cam Ward that's their guy.
But if
stay at 3.
But if the Giants will give you an extra second and a third rounder to jump up from 3 to 1, and you fall to 3, and you get Abdul Carter at 3, who you wanted at 1.
I think what he's saying is why would the Giants
do that?
Up 2 spots if they're going to get their guy?
Yeah,
because
if if
That's
that's their guy.
It's how the NFL works.
No, I know.
I would love for the Giants to do that
because you just don't know what Cleveland's going to do it to.
Well, and I was gonna say,
Cleveland could be taking Travis Hunter the whole time.
well, and a lot of times,
Yeah.
it's also the fear of another team that you don't know trading into that spot and taking your guys. So
Yeah,
And if I was the GM of another team, if I heard rumors that like that's their guy, I'm like I'm taking that.
dude, like that's what
That's why you don't
the
leak stuff.
Patriots.
Yeah.
You don't leak who your guy is.
Dude, the Patriots did that when they drafted Aaron Hernandez. So they drafted Gronk in the second round, and then it went to the fourth round, and they knew that the Ravens were going to draft Aaron Hernandez, and they were the pick before him. So they took Aaron Hernandez, like, so that the Ravens couldn't take him.
Yeah.
No, it happens a lot, and it's like to your point, like 3-1. But you see team. I'm trying to think of the one that moved up like that and ended up being a pretty big fleece, but. The further a team is down, the asking price goes up.
Of course.
Like
if you're at 8,
New York
got 1. Like,
yeah, you're like look what the Panthers gave Chicago to move from like 10-1.
Yeah,
they gave up a lot.
That's
It wouldn't cost that much for the Giants to go from 3-1, and you got your guy.
You'd give like your first, you'd swap for first and maybe like a third or something. Like,
Yeah,
or next year's draft a second.
like next year's second. That's just what it is.
I think the last one I saw was it was obviously the first round this year. You give up your number 3 pick. A third round this year and next year's second and fifth was like a good value to jump from 3-1. It's like if you have your guy and you want to guarantee, that's not a crazy, I guess, amount of stuff to give
I would just hate to give up a second. Like
the Texas. Whenever the Texas traded for Will Anderson that year, they gave up a lot to jump up. And at the time, I was like, man, that's
because they were like 10, right?
So we already had number 2, and then we had number 12 from a different trade.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the Cleveland trade. It was the Deshaun Watson pick. And we had to give up a second, or that number 12, 2 seconds and a third, or a second and a third. It was a lot to move up to number 3. And at the time, I was like, it's an overpay. And now I'm already like, wow, this is panning out. So, all it takes is that guy to have 2 good years.
Yeah.
And you forget about whatever you gave up to get it. So.
Absolutely.
I heard a rumor the Cowboys were talking to the Titans, trade their number 1.
Nah.
I'm being dead serious, dude. I heard
to take Abdul Carter so you can trade Micah Parsons. Like you're not drafting a quarterback, and you're not trading up from number 12 to draft Travis Hunter. That'd be asinine.
I put nothing past Jerry Jones anymore, dude. Like,
yeah, what could you possibly get at 1 that y'all need?
Only if you're trading Micah Parsons, you draft who you think is his heir apparent, and
who's
Abdul Carter.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I can't remember what the offensive line is that's like projected possibly number 1.
Will Campbell's gonna be the
He's
first.
up there, yeah.
Like everybody,
He wasn't number 1 the last one I read.
He was the last one I read.
He was up,
so many.
He was up there when I saw it too.
Oh, he's top 10, but I read so many different.
No, I saw like top 5 for sure, like possibly top 3. Like,
nah, he won't be. He might be top 5. He won't be top 3 for sure. I think the top 3 is set. Thanks to 2 QBs and Abdul, but
I definitely don't want the Cowboys to do it. I heard the rumors, so I don't care.
I don't think it'd be the worst thing for them to jump from like 12 to 7 or 8 to get one of those linemen if they think there's one that's just really great. But I don't know any of those teams that'd be willing to fall back.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Raiders right now. They have their quarterback now, so maybe they can try to stockpile assets.
6.
Yeah, maybe they'll look at stockpiling assets and dropping down.
Well, dude, like I don't know if it's because of his injury or what, but dude, I've seen Kelvin Banks drop into like late first round.
Yeah.
Now.
So I know this one. I remember this because the Texans pick it in the mid-20s. The last one I read, Kelvin Banks is projected. He was their projected pick, and I'm like,
yeah, absolutely.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, projected number 1 at one point, and then falling all the way to.
I just don't always know like what is the. A guy from A&M, Shamar Stewart, had 3 career sacks in 3 years at A&M, but his ceiling is so high, and he graded so good on all of these combine things. He wasn't even a second-round pick coming in the year. They have him going top 10 now.
Wow.
Over Nick Scorton, who was a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
He's the other DN A&M had, and now he's not even in the top in the first round. Scorton's a second-round pick now.
Yeah, I don't understand how all that works.
But it's just like teams will salivate over potential and not like what the eye test has shown them.
And that's what's crazy, and that's where you see a lot of those busts is the people that they get so enamored by the combine.
Yes.
Or like even the pro day.
But like,
where you're like, look how great they look. Like, dude, like they were talking.
Film, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like in this situation, like Shamar Stewart, good player. He was a good defender. He wasn't the focal point of the defense this year. Nick Scorton was, and you still didn't rack up stats. Like this should be a year you should be boosting up, which I guess he still is. He's going to be a first-round pick, but it's like if they're doubling Nick on the other side, you should be getting all the one-on-one opportunities to go get your sacks. Why, if you can't do that at the college level, why do evaluators think he's going to magically turn into a 12-second-year guy in the NFL? Like, I'm not a, you know,
He just hasn't been coached properly.
yeah, like, obviously it's not my job. I don't do this every day, but it's always an interesting point to me. Like, how do they arrive at that decision that that's what he's going to be when he couldn't do it as the second guy in college? I don't know.
That's why we leave it to other people to do that.
That's true. We just get to sit here and talk about it like we know what we're talking about.
Obviously, we do.
Yeah,
yeah, dude.
very in tune with all this stuff.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. But no, so yeah, a lot going on in the NFL, and I think it's just the beginning. Should be a lot more coming up too. So
Yeah, the new league year hasn't actually even officially started. This is all just agreed in principle. None of this is even official.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. I do know the Cowboys. I know I keep going back to them, but they're racking up a bunch of cap space right now. So right now, they freed up $40 million in cap space just by restructuring Dak's contract. So, and I'm guessing that's probably going to go to Michael Parsons. So, be right back in cap hell immediately. So
Again, man, he signed this last season, and year one, restructure.
yeah, like this is the first year of his contract.
Yeah,
yeah, and you open up. I think it was like $36 million or something.
He's coming back. He's starting this season, right? His injury should be back.
Oh yeah.
So you're good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, not worried at all.
Don't be.
Excited.
You're good.
It's gonna be a great.
You'll be healthy.
It's not like y'all playing a tough division at all.
Yeah, it's not like we're just
The Giants are awful, dude.
It's not like the Eagles just absolutely just ran a train over.
Yeah, the Commanders overachieved.
But the Giants are bad. So.
Yeah, the Giants are
Man,
awful.
thank goodness, dude.
They're gonna have a rookie quarterback, or possibly 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, did you see the Vikings are considering just signing Daniel Jones as their quarterback?
To back up JJ.
Dude, that's a bad like look.
No, possibly to start and like let JJ sit another year, like be the backup.
At that point, just sign Aaron Rodgers and just let him complete the Favre.
Yeah, complete the Favre.
I mean, at this point, like, you're going to tell me Danny Dimes is a better option than Aaron Rodgers at this point? So
You tell me he's not.
when he's good, possibly, but when he's bad, it's hard to watch. Granted, you have Justin Jefferson to throw to, so and they just re-signed Aaron Jones, had a good year running back, so good offensive.
They got a couple good ones. Addison, he's a good.
Yeah,
They got weapons.
Who is that? Is that the number 2? Wide receiver number 2?
Yeah.
Addison. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be something. I know that.
Because that division, the Lions are going to be good.
Packers are good.
Packers are good.
Playoff team.
The NFC North is good.
Bears are rebuilding an
The
offense.
Bears will be better.
Bears will be better unless Ben Johnson.
I'm telling you, dude, I think Ben Johnson, I think that was a great hire because Caleb Williams, I mean, I said it before last year, like, Caleb Williams probably came into one of the best situations you can come into as a rookie quarterback. And, I mean, he just looked rough. I mean, he looked like a rookie. And then, if he can avoid a sophomore slump, I mean, I think they can be better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's got weapons. So
They're rebuilding this offensive line, which is going to help. They traded for a guy from the Rams who was iffy, but they traded for Tooney, is that his name? The lineman from the Kansas City.
Yeah.
Who's one of the Kansas City's best offensive linemen.
I was just looking at mock drafts. They're projected to pick Will Campbell 10.
Be a good pick. Keep building the line.
Yeah, the first offensive lineman off the board.
Yeah.
If not the Patriots, we were talking at 4.
Patriots need a lot of help, dude.
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are just praying for the opportunity to take Travis Hunter at 4 if he just falls there, which is actually crazily possible.
And just hope that Drake May turns out to be better than who was the guy from Bama they had? Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, Drake May to me didn't play bad last year. Talk about a guy behind a terrible offensive line. I mean,
I didn't realize how mobile he is.
yeah, and he also had nobody to throw to.
No.
I think he had Austin Hooper maybe at Austin Hooper. Who's the other one? Another one at tight end, but like I couldn't name a single receiver they had. So
Hunter Henry.
that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah.
Wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Wouldn't know.
You're just ready for the New Orleans Saints, dude.
Nah.
Are they bringing back the paper bags this year?
They better.
Back to the Aints.
They're gonna be a rough watch, man. They're gonna be a rough watch.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah.
It's still one of the best stats ever in the first 2 games. It's like last 3 teams to scored 90 points. The first 2 games have gone to win the Super Bowl.
Is the Saints' offense going to be one of the best of all time? They just stunk.
I'm pretty sure they cut Tyrann Mathieu too. I think.
Did they really?
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't even know he was still around, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he was one of their better players.
Yeah.
Hometown guy, or you know.
Yeah, he's from New Orleans.
Yeah, hometown guy.
I'm just hoping again. Talking about the rivalry, man. I'm hoping he goes to LSU and becomes a freaking quarterback coach, man.
Poach on back.
Dude. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they cut him. But
A lot of that stuff happens, and like sometimes they'll just sign right back, but it's back to cap situation and whatever is best. So,
Well, dude, that's like
they released him.
well, it's like the Eagles letting go Darius Slay. I mean, he's one of the better secondary guys.
but they have
So
a young core of secondary guys that are very, very good. Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean.
Blankenship. Gotta give us some credit here, dude. It's like the first starting white cornerback since 2001 this year.
I saw
Like,
that.
it's crazy.
It's cold ass white boys.
That's right. Pick 6 in the Super Bowl, baby. Oh, man. But no, that's all I got. I'm with that.
Yeah.
I know you're ready to get back to the farm.
Another
You got your extra daylight now, dude, so you can maybe
got
work a little bit longer.
Yeah,
So.
we're ready to roll. Keep on shrugging. We got less than 200 acres to go, so
Jeez,
Almost
dude.
done.
almost done with this part. This part.
This part? Golly, dude.
It's a never-ending cycle, Brian.
You should start another podcast and tell us about your. Oh, you should do like a vlog of like your time on the tractor. Like,
I'll put it out there. My girlfriend and my sister-in-law want me to start one called Will at the Mill. And I just give a daily update on what's going on at the mill, what's going on at the farm.
there you
Yeah.
go, dude.
They want me to start one.
Your
called-
little YouTube channel. Dude?
Yeah,
Like,
they want me to start one called Will at the Mill. So for all of our followers, so someone's probably gonna steal that for how good that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will at the Mill. So,
can't believe that's heading to trademark somewhere.
yeah, it might be.
Better start calling the patent office now.
Yeah, I just leaked it. That's
Yeah. We'll cut that.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is not good business on my end.
I'm gonna trade up and take it.
I don't know how many of the people with that name work at a mill around the country, but
Yeah.
Will at the Mill.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate everybody listening. It's another good one. Continue to like, subscribe, share. I'm going to try to start posting a couple things on TikTok, try to get a little traction there. Our goal is to try to go live. I guess I got to call the Chinese government, see if they'll let us go live sooner or later. So,
Or you can follow us on TikTok because there's a
Threshold.
threshold to meet with followers. So if you guys follow, if y'all are on the TikTok, just hit that follow button.
yeah, just watch our videos, just like it, and then, just hit that follow button. So, and we'll try to get on live, try to do different things. That way we could do like some Q&A. We could do different stuff like as we're going. So, but we'll just keep on rolling. So we appreciate everybody listening, and we will see you next week.
See ya.